Hey guys, welcome back to the Rock and Sea Homestead. My name is Lance and this is my wife Marcy. And we want to welcome you to our first installment of our Learn Along series, Gardening 101. And during this series, we're going to take you from the planting stages of planting a garden all the way to harvest and beyond.
We haven't really done a whole lot with gardening yet. We started out last year with some herb gardens, and they went surprisingly well.
Really well.
And so at the end of the growing season, we planted some lettuce and spinach just to see how that might work. And through our low tunnel systems that we put over the top of them, we've kept them alive all the way through the winter. So with that success, we felt encouraged, and we're going to go ahead and expand and try growing some vegetables this year. And that's what this video is going to take you through that process.
So we've done a lot of research and trying to figure out what's the best type of gardening system to have. I mean, there's a whole bunch out there, from back to Eden to hugelkultur to just regular old style, just in the ground. And what we've kind of decided to go with is raised beds. From the people we've talked to in our area, it seems to really work really well. We don't have just straight flat land anywhere on our property, so I think we can do some raised beds here and really be able to kind of maintain the soil a little bit better, maybe keep the weeds out. And to me, I just think they kind of look better when it comes to a smaller garden like we're going to have, and we're going to have it in this area.
There are a lot of reasons why we picked this area. First of all, it's close to our compost bin, which is right over here. And we heard it was a plus to have your gardens close to your compost bin. It's also relatively close to a water source, so we'll be able to get water down here pretty easily. Also, benefit, very close to our house, so we're easily able to look out the window and kind of monitor what's going on with the garden throughout the day.
So we have looked at different styles of raised beds. I think that what we're going to go with is 4 8-foot by 3-foot beds. Now, how high they're going to be and those type of the material that we're going to use, we haven't quite decided. We'd love to hear what you guys have used, what's really worked well. I know personally I like the look of the ones with the metal and the wood to combine. I think that looks really good, and they're a little bit higher up off the ground, so I'm not having to get on my hands and knees and crawl around. That sounds really good to me, especially as we get a little older in our age, many years down the road. It may be a little bit easier for us to maintain the garden as we kind of grow and mature as gardeners here. So, with the logistics and the spacing worked out for the raised beds, now comes the fun part of picking exactly what we want, kind of what varieties we want, and knowing this is kind of our first year of big time gardening, we don't want to go overboard. You start looking at all these magazines and all the websites, and you want one of this, you want one of this, you want one of this, and really, when it comes down to it, that's just way too much for Marcy and I. We both work full-time jobs, so we had to really pare it down and really be conscious of what are we really going to be able to maintain and be able to really produce and produce well. So we did have to compromise on both sides of that aisle when it came to what we wanted to grow, what the other person wanted to grow, and really what it came down to is, number one, what are we going to eat? What do you think will grow well? And how much of it do you think we need? So the items that we chose, broccoli, maybe a couple different types of lettuce, some onions. Of course, we do have some garlic already planted, but cherry tomatoes. We do love cherry tomatoes. We ran into some really good ones last year at the farmer's market, some heirloom ones. We're going to try to get a couple varieties of those. Carrots, and then some bell peppers and some banana peppers. So once we had all of that worked out of what we're going to plant, then it came down to, okay, where we're going to purchase these seeds. Are we going to go to the local box store and pick it up, or the ag store and pick them up, or I was able to order one of these Baker Creek heirloom seed catalogs, and we looked at the MI Gardeners website and some other online resources, and it may be a little bit of a mesh between them all. The one thing great about this seed catalog here is the varieties that you can get. I mean, a little bit overwhelming, because when it comes down to it, we want carrots, and these are all the different types of carrots. What's good, what's bad, or what's best for us? We don't know. That's what's kind of overwhelming for a new person, is to figure out Do I want a purple dragon, or do I just want one of these Canterbury red core? You know, I just want carrots, you know. But when you come in here and you get some other varieties of, you know, different varieties of salad greens. So, and this is the small catalog. This isn't even the big one. So they have a ton of different things in there. But definitely, you know, some items that we're definitely wanting. So maybe some of this, you know, butter crunch salad lettuce. And of course, I have these so I can flip over to them here. You know, we want some bell peppers. So maybe some of this, you know, this one's easy. Mini bell pepper mix. I like that one. That's what we want. And this, I'll kind of put this kind of in the corner. But, you know, tomatoes. Some really good big tomatoes, and they have just a ton of cherry tomatoes. But I'm thinking we're gonna try to get some of this purple bumblebee. It looks pretty good. Sounds pretty good. And maybe some of this Isis candy cherry tomato. So, like I said, there's a ton of resources out there. Now we just have to have the fun of just getting it and getting it ordered so we can get it in. All right, so another resource we actually got this for my sister for Christmas. Thank you, Amy. And it allows you to see what kind of pairs together. So just as the title said, carrot loves tomatoes. So those pair together and they grow well together. Also, broccoli and onions grow well together. Plus, not only does it just give you the vegetables and possibly some fruits, but it also gives you some herbs and some flowering plants that will that can go in the bed or near the bed that helps you to reduce bugs and helps kind of reduce pests and those type of things. So we're really definitely enjoying the book and trying to pair these things up together and trying to learn as much as we can before we go out there and actually start planting.
Well, that's it for part 1 of our new Learn Along Gardening series. We hope that you found this content helpful and useful, and we appreciate you checking it out. Next week, we're going on to part 2, and that's going to be once all the planning is done, gathering your resources and making sure you have all of the items that you need to get started with the actual work.
Well, thanks for coming and watching our first video of this series. Hopefully you'll come back and watch the second one next week. We're definitely looking forward to making them for you guys. If you haven't already, give us a big thumbs up, leave us a comment. And if you haven't, click that notification bell and that subscribe button for us. It definitely helps us out. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.